Hey, Las Vegas Raiders fans! We're back with a big, last-minute update, and you won't want to miss a thing. So stick with us until the end, because there's a lot of important information coming. Before you continue, be sure to like the video, as this really helps our work to continue. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel to be part of our community of fans who want to stay up to date on the Raiders. Let's get to the news. With Trayvon Moehrigg's departure. In free agency, the Raiders' defensive sector lost an important piece and left a void that urgently needs to be filled. Despite the arrival of Jeremy Chinn, a defender who can play in multiple positions, and the promising performance of Isaiah Pola-Mao in limited appearances, new head coach Pete Carroll may not be completely satisfied with the current group of safeties. It's possible that he's eyeing a deeper overhaul at the position, and the 2025 draft could offer the perfect solution. The Las Vegas Raiders, who are currently undergoing a strategic rebuild, seem willing to use their valuable first-round pick to find a new anchor in the backfield. Among the names considered for this role, one clearly stands out: Malaki Starks from the University of Georgia. According to Trevor Sikkema of Pro Football Focus, Starks is the only safety in the class who truly deserves a first-round selection. The confidence in the player's potential is so great that Sikkema considers him not only the best at the position, but one of the top defensive talents in the upcoming draft. Even though his recent numbers in coverage, especially when lined up in the slot, are not perfect, he continues to impress with his reading of the game and consistency when positioned deeper. His performance in open space is considered professional level, which is a rare differential in this role. What really stands out about Stark's game is the way he reads the opposing offense and anticipates routes. He knows exactly when to attack the ball and how to prevent big gains from the opponent with precise and instinctive movement. More than that, he's a reliable last-ditch player when he's the only one between the receiver and the end zone. His missed tackle rate of under 10% in 3 consecutive seasons only reinforces what a solid and reliable piece he is in the backfield. That gives any defensive coordinator the peace of mind of having a player who doesn't compromise, while also having the potential to make big plays. Of course, the Raiders still have plenty of options on the table. There are rumors that the team is interested in Ashton Jeanty, an explosive running back from Boise State, or perhaps an elite cornerback to bolster the secondary. There's also the possibility, albeit remote, of investing in a quarterback or even a pedigreed offensive lineman. But the new regime seems determined to embrace the best available player philosophy, regardless of position. And if Malaki Starks is at the top of the board when the Raiders' turn comes around, it would be hard to ignore his name, especially if the franchise wants to build a dominant modern defense that can compete at a high level from the start of the season. With the 6th overall pick, Las Vegas will have the chance to shape the future of the franchise. And if Starks is truly as highly valued domestically as he appears to be nationally, it wouldn't be a surprise if he dons the silver and black next season. The talent is there. So is the opportunity. It all depends on the direction Pete Carroll and his coaching staff intend to take this new chapter for the Raiders. The Raiders are preparing for one of the most important moments of the year, the 2025 NFL Draft, which will take place in the coming weeks. With new leadership at the helm, experienced head coach Pete Carroll and general manager John Spytek, the Las Vegas franchise finds itself at a decisive point. The roster rebuild has already begun during the offseason, but the draft will be the ideal opportunity to fine-tune what is still missing. In their first draft as Raiders coach, Carroll and Spytek want to make a clear mark, and alongside the legendary Tom Brady, now co-owner of the team, must bring a winning mentality to every pick made. The team enters the event with valuable selections, starting early in almost every round. This means that with the right picks, the Silver and Black can take a significant leap towards competitiveness in 2025. The big expectation revolves around strategy. Will the Raiders focus on strengthening the offense or further consolidating the defense? One thing is certain. There is room for improvement, especially in areas where depth is still a real concern. And one of those positions is linebacker, a sector that has already been partially strengthened in free agency, but that still needs new blood to get the job done. According to Nick Baumgardner of The Athletic, the bet in the second round would be Carson Schwesinger from UCLA with the number 37 pick. A choice that may seem bold, but it makes perfect sense given the player's rapid rise in the draft projections. Schwesinger is the typical player who becomes highly valued between the end of the college season and the combine. With an intense style of play and accurate reading of the plays, he is the type of piece that fits perfectly into the type of aggressive defense that the Raiders want to build under Carroll. Schwesinger's trajectory is one that inspires. From a reserve with no great expectations to All-American at UCLA, he has shown an impressive technical and mental evolution. NFL analyst Lance Zierlein describes him as a human bloodhound, a machine for reading gaps and anticipating plays. While he may not be the quickest when chasing an opponent in the open field, he makes up for it with a deep understanding of offensive blocks and routes, which allows him to almost always be in the right place at the right time. His physique is lighter than is traditional for the position, which makes him more vulnerable to blockers. But his tactical intelligence and presence on the field are clear differentiators. Schwesinger also stands out for his consistency in coverage plays and for being extremely reliable in open field tackles. In addition, he has been a powerful weapon on special teams, an area often underestimated, but essential in building a competitive roster. Even with only one season as a regular starter in college football, the impact he has had has been enough to put him on the radar of several teams. For the Raiders, he could be both an immediate piece for the rotation or a solid bet to become a starter in a short time, whether playing inside or as a will linebacker in 4-3 formations. If the Raiders do pull the trigger and select Schwesinger, it will be an indication that the new front office is willing to take a chance on players with a strong mentality and the potential to grow within the system. These types of players may not be the ones that make the headlines, but they are the ones that make the difference in tight games. At the end of the day, it is these types of draft decisions that shape the future of a franchise, and the Raiders seem willing to take a chance on a name that, if he continues to develop, could be remembered as one of the smartest picks in the 2025 class. So, fans, do you think the Raiders should really take a chance on Carson Schwesinger in the second round? Or would it be better to go for a more experienced name to bolster the defense right away? In my opinion, Schwesinger has the profile that can yield great results if developed in the right way, and with Pete Carroll at the helm, this transition from college to the NFL could be much smoother. But of course, I also understand those who think it is risky to bet big on a guy who only had one season as a starter. Now I want to hear from you. What would you do if you were in the Raiders Board of Directors' shoes? Leave your opinion in the comments. Is Carson the right choice? Or is there another talent that deserves this choice more? Let's debate in the comments. See you in the next video.